Tonight, I speak with fire in my heart. I speak because injustice has crossed the ocean. I speak because Somali people, African people are being insulted, targeted, and dehumanized in America. And silence now would be betrayal. Tonight, I stand before Africa and before the world to speak the truth about a people who are facing humiliation, discrimination, and verbal attacks simply because of their identity. Somali people living in the United States of America. I speak because dignity has no borders. I speak because injustice anywhere is an injury to African people everywhere. I speak because silence is acceptance, and I refuse to accept the disrespect of any African community, no matter where they live. In the last days and weeks, I have listened carefully. I have heard the words of Donald Trump. I have heard him say that Somali people in America are garbage. I have heard him say he does not want them in Minnesota. I have heard him say they are fraudsters, criminals, dangerous and unwanted. And I ask myself, how can a leader speak this way about human beings? How can a man with millions of followers use his voice to humiliate a community that has done nothing but work hard, survive, build, and contribute? Let me say this clearly in simple, strong words. Somali people are not garbage. Somali people are not criminals. Somali people are not fraudsters. Somali people are not a problem. They are human beings with dignity. They are Africans. They are children of our continent. Their identity is not something to be insulted. It is something to be respected. Somali people in America are part of the same Africa that raised us, shaped us, and gave us our values. Their blood is African blood. Their courage is African courage. Their resilience is African resilience. And when someone attacks them, they attack all of us. And so tonight, as president of Burkina Faso, I say directly, if you insult a Somali person, you insult Africa. If you target a Somali community, you target Africa. If you call Somali families garbage, you spit on the dignity of an entire continent. And Africa does not accept that. Somali people traveled far. They left home seeking safety, hope, education, opportunity, and a future for their children. They did not go to America to harm anyone. They did not go there to disrespect anyone. They went there to live, to work, to survive, to build a better life. In Minnesota, they opened restaurants. They opened stores. They work in hospitals, schools, airports, taxis, farms, companies. Hard work every single day. They built communities. They supported each other. They raised leaders. They became a strong part of the American story. So how can anyone call them unwanted? No, Somali people are not unwanted. They are essential. They are valuable. They are part of the fabric of Minnesota. They are part of the future of America. They are part of the pride of Africa. Donald Trump says he does not want them in Minnesota. He says, send them away. He says they bring problems. Let me answer this clearly. The only problem is ignorance. The only problem is the voice of hate being louder than the voice of truth. The only problem is forgetting the humanity of those who are different. This world is big enough for all people. Americans, Africans, Asians, Europeans, everyone. But hate makes the world smaller. Hate closes doors. Hate destroys societies. Hate divides nations. And when a leader chooses hate, he becomes responsible for every act of violence that follows his words. Trump's words are dangerous. His words give permission to discrimination. His words create a target on Somali backs. His words tell extremists and racists it is acceptable to hate these people. And I say tonight, this must not be accepted. Not by Americans, not by Africans, not by the world. Somali Americans deserve respect. They deserve safety. They deserve protection. They deserve to walk in their own neighborhoods without fear. They deserve to pray in their mosques without threats. They deserve to raise their children with dignity. No human being should ever live with fear because of a politician's speech. And I want Somali families in America to hear me clearly tonight. You are not alone. Africa is with you. Burkina Faso is with you. Every African who believes in justice is with you. We see you. We hear you. We stand for you. You are part of us. And we do not abandon our own. Trump says Somalis are fraudsters. But I ask, fraudsters who build businesses from nothing, who worked multiple jobs to raise families, who send money home to relatives in Africa every month, helping entire villages survive, who invested in their communities when no one else would. These are not fraudsters. These are heroes of survival. These are pillars of resilience. These are warriors of daily struggle. Call them what they are: hardworking, honest, determined, courageous African. Somali Americans pay taxes. Somali Americans follow the law. Somali Americans contribute to Minnesota more than hate-filled speeches ever will. This is why I speak tonight: to restore dignity, to restore truth, to protect identity, to remind the world that Somali lives matter, to remind America that Somali people are human beings, not political targets. And I will continue speaking because Africa does not stay silent when one of its families is under attack. Tonight, I want every Somali living in America to understand something important. Your value does not come from the approval of any politician. Your dignity does not depend on the words of Donald Trump. Your identity does not come from America's acceptance. Your worth comes from who you are, from your history, from your strength, from your culture, from your faith, from your African roots. You are the children of a nation that survived colonialism. You are descendants of sailors, merchants, warriors, scholars. You come from a land with long history, with deep culture, with a strong tradition. No insult can erase that. And when a leader in America tries to reduce you to garbage, he reveals nothing about you. He reveals everything about himself. In a time when America needs unity, he chooses division. In a time when communities need peace, he chooses provocation. In a time when leaders should lift people, he pushes people down. But those who push others down always stand on weak foundations. Let me say this clearly to Somali Americans. You did not go to America to hate. You did not go to America to destroy. You went to America to live. And you have the right to live with respect. This world must stop treating refugees as if they are responsible for the tragedies they escape. Somalis left war, left drought, left hunger, left instability. They crossed oceans, deserts, continents to find safety. If they had stayed in danger, the world would blame them. If they leave danger, the world still blames them. This injustice must end, Trump says. They should not be in Minnesota. But Minnesota is not his personal property. Minnesota is home to everyone who contributes, everyone who works, everyone who builds, everyone who follows the law. Somali Americans contribute more to Minnesota than hate ever will. They build businesses in Minneapolis. They open restaurants in Street Paul. They work in factories, schools, hospitals. They drive the taxis that keep the city running. They create jobs, not problems. They bring culture, not chaos. They bring community, not crime. They are not a threat. They are an asset. And every attack against them is an attack against values that America claims to defend. Freedom, equality, dignity for every human being. Somali Americans did not cross the sea to be treated like enemies. They did not rebuild their lives to be insulted by a man seeking political gain. They did not sacrifice so much to be reduced to stereotypes. They deserve respect, and respect begins with truth. So let me speak truth tonight. Somalis are among the most hardworking people in the world. They survive with pride. They rebuild with determination. They support each other like a family. They give back to their communities. They send money to their relatives in Africa, even when they themselves have little. They live with faith and discipline. They teach their children respect. They hold on to their identity in a world that tries to erase difference. Call that what it is: strength, not weakness. Strength, not threat. Strength, not garbage. Now I want to speak directly to Donald Trump, not with insults. Insults make cowards comfortable. I speak with dignity, Mr. Trump. When you stand on a stage and call Somali people garbage, you are not showing strength. You are showing fear. Fear of diversity, fear of cultures you do not understand, fear of people who refuse to disappear, fear of America that belongs to all, not just to one group. America is not strong because of those who look alike. America is strong because of those who are different, but live together. Your words do not make the country safer. Your words make hatred louder. Your words do not solve problems. Your words create wounds, and those wounds will not disappear easily. But I am not here to fight with you. I am here to defend those you attack, because Somali dignity is African dignity, and African dignity is not negotiable. When you call Somali people fraudsters, I ask you, fraudsters for surviving? Fraudsters for working? Fraudsters for trying to give their children a better life? Fraudsters for believing America had room for them? No. The only fraud is the lie that immigrants are the problem. The only fraud is pretending that America's issues are the fault of the weakest. The only fraud is using fear to win power. Somali Americans do not destabilize America. They strengthen it, and to the people of Minnesota who support Somali communities, I say thank you. Your humanity is greater than political noise. Your kindness is stronger than fear. Your solidarity is more powerful than division. Now, let me speak directly to Somali youth in America. Those growing up hearing insults from leaders, those who feel like outsiders in the only home they know. I want you to hear me clearly. You are not unwanted. You are not a problem. You are not a burden. You are not strangers. You are children of Africa. You are children of Somalia. You are valuable. You are powerful. You are part of a long, proud history. And when America disrespects you, Africa does not stay quiet. You have a continent behind you, a continent that sees you, a continent that loves you, a continent that cares about your future. You are not alone, and you will never be alone. This speech tonight is not only a defense, it is a warning to the world. Do not disrespect African people, not in Africa, not in Europe, not in America, not anywhere, because Africans today speak with one voice, and that voice says, we defend our communities, we protect our dignity, we reject racism, we reject hate, we reject leaders who target our people. For political games, Somali identity is not a crime. Somali culture is not a threat. Somali presence is not a mistake. It is a contribution, a gift, a strength, and the world must recognize it. Tonight, I also want to speak about something deeper than politics. I want to speak about the human heart, because hate cannot survive when truth is spoken, and fear cannot stand when dignity rises. When Somali people walk in the streets of Minneapolis, they are not walking alone. They carry the weight of history, the strength of their ancestors, and the pride of an entire continent. But they also carry something heavy: the feeling of always being judged, the feeling of being watched, the feeling of being blamed for things they did not do. This burden is unfair. This burden is painful. This burden is created by lies. Lies that say immigration destroys nations. Lies that say Muslims are dangerous. Lies that say Africans cannot contribute. Lies that say refugees bring destruction. These lies did not begin today, and they will not disappear tomorrow unless leaders speak truth.